Hey, what's up, guys? Petman Matt Mark, Counterparts. We're going to take a look at another 4AA West playoff matchup here. We got Hough hosting Ardrey Kell. When you look at the Hough offense, you got Kenique Bonner-Stewart. He's thrown for 1,800 yards this year, 18 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. This kid's a dual threat guy, really good size, and I believe he's only a junior, so he's got another year to grow. His first year really truly playing quarterback, and he's grown a lot over the season. Overall, this Hough team had a little tough start to the year that they rolled off a bunch of wins in a row. Had a tough loss to Mallard Creek, then they bounced back with a big win over Vance to get the number 2 seed out of the IMAC conference. That gave them this home game. When you look at the running game, it starts and ends with Jared Nagy. He's got 1,200 yards on the year, 15 touchdowns. When he's running well, this Hough offense is clicking. It keeps them on balance. It keeps them on point. And that they're really, really tough to defend if they're able to run the ball. Bonner-Stewart, like I said, is a dual threat guy. He's got 539 yards rushing, and 11 touchdowns himself on the season. So if you're Ardrey Kell, you got to key in. I think you really got to key in and stop the Hough running game first and foremost, because if you don't, it's going to be a long night. And you look at receivers, and these guys have some talented receivers. They're led by Nolan Gruel, who's a junior, 4-star recruit. 53 catches for 824, 6 touchdowns on the season. Then you've got Robinson, who's got 22 catches for 495 and 9 touchdowns. That actually leads the team there. And then you've got Gibbs and Osteen. Gibbs at 17 for 220, Osteen 14 for 211. Those guys are both very capable, good size, good hands. They run good routes. Lindsey is a guy you got to watch too. He's a speed guy. When they put him in, you might get a big play out of him. Not a lot of numbers on the year, but he can go. The big thing with these guys, if they got time up front, they can do a lot of stuff. And the offensive line is the key to their success. And they're very talented, good-sized kids. I like watching them come off the football when they're playing well. Especially like Varga in the middle. He's nasty. I really like. I've seen his highlight film, and I'm more than impressed with him. These guys played earlier this year, and Hough beat Ardrey Kell by 12. So familiar. They're both very familiar with each other for sure. You look at the Hough defense. There's some really talented guys on this side of the football. Let's look at some numbers here. Frazier Jr.'s got 77 tackles. Tyus Fields, 64 tackles. Kevon Hilliard's got 57 tackles. Nagy plays both sides of the football, starting full-time. 78 tackles at linebacker. You look at the D-line, Gio Paez, 38 tackles, 11 tackles for loss. Hilliard's got 18 tackles for loss. A very, very talented linebacker. Really, really talented guys there. You look at the sack numbers. There's no one that really stands out, but they do have ability to get to the quarterback. I've seen that firsthand. Interception-wise, not a ton of picks, but they have a very talented secondary. Those guys can be left on the island a good bit and play some lockdown coverage. They do have a really good kicker in Cam Lewis. I saw him nail a 50-plus yard field goal up at Mooresville. And he's consistently kicking a bunch of touchbacks all season long. So if you're Ardrey Kell, you already know you got to contend with that because you played him earlier this year. All right, so when you look at Ardrey Kell, these guys have had a slew of injuries. And, it's made it hard, to, compete the way they wanted to this season. And they got a first-year coach in Coach Bray. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Hough's first-year coach in Matthew Jenkins. He's done a great job getting the job late in the process and getting these guys to play well and be on the same page for sure. But for Coach Bray, with the injuries and everything coming into the process, it's been a little bit tough, especially earlier in the year. But these guys have played well down the stretch, and as a result of that, they've played their way into the playoffs. And he's got a really good senior quarterback in Luke Hefferly, who, when he has time, can throw the ball with anyone. Honestly, now their stats are not updated on Max Prep, so I'm just gonna kind of go off of what I know with these guys. Hefferly's a pocket quarterback. They do run him a little bit on some read options and things like that to try to keep people honest. But he's a pocket guy that can really sling it. Running the ball, they've got a young guy in Pryor, who is a really good receiving back. He had 3 receiving touchdowns against South Meck. He's only a freshman, and I think with his talent, he's gonna be really, really good in the future. Receiving wise, Gray, number 11 at sophomore, I'm really impressed with him. He's come on as the season goes on, and he's really become a really consistent threat for Hefferly when he's looking to throw the football. Good size. He can really run after the catch. Saw a couple highlights with him. I believe it was against Barry, where he was just kind of going all over the place. And he's a good player, and only a sophomore. I think the sky's the limit for him. Defensively, they've had a lot of injuries. They've also had a lot of injuries up front. We don't have defensive stats to reference here on Max Preps, but seeing them, they were aggressive earlier in the season. They kind of toned that down as they've gone to some younger kids out of necessity. But they play really hard. They don't give up. And then down the road, that experience is going to pay off for them for sure. Rematch games, we always said it's hard to beat a good team twice. The tough thing for Ardrey Kell is, with young kids, this is your first time, in the playoffs for some of these guys. And, you're going to have to step up and play this team that beat you the first time. So go back, look at your film, see what you did wrong, learn from that, and then try to go out and execute the game plan the best way you know how. If you're Hough, this kind of situation, you want to try to get up early and fast and, deliver a knockout punch. Because with young kids, the longer they hang around, the more they get confidence, the tougher they're going to be able to be put away. And you want to try to put these guys away early and get ready for the next round where you've got another tough matchup. All right, guys. So this game is at Hough this time. It was at Ardrey Kell earlier this year, but it's at Hough. Everybody get out there, have a good time. We thank you for watching. We definitely appreciate your support as always. Thank you.